So, back on the car rants. I don't know if it's a rant or not. Maybe it's a little bit of a rant because I'm going to talk shit about California. But we're not starting there. We are starting with a question that I asked on Instagram story. Oh geez, this person driving like a lunatic. I asked a question on Instagram story. It just like, it was a random post, just like kind of giving stats about like where things are going in the housing market in the month of September. Like not looking great, whatever. We already know that. And my question was, what percentage of a downward drop constitutes what's considered a crash, and who decides what that metric is, right? And I always kind of like put these questions out just to like test the temperature, sort of. And I kind of have an idea, but I admire other people's opinion. I know that's not popular these days, but I like to hear from other people and what they think about things. So usually when I post, I'm pulling over because I want to talk about this. Usually when I post, questions and things on Instagram, and not to say that this one I didn't get a good response from it by any means. I mean, there was a lot of good responses, but usually I get people able to answer the question. And I got a lot of like 20%, 30% guesses, like people guessing. Like literally they were just guessing. Nobody could answer the main part of the question, which is who decides this metric. And I find that kind of the interesting part. So to me, it's like, well, I'm going to dig in further into it. I'm definitely going to do some more research into that question alone. Who decides the metric of what is a crash versus a correction? And then I think what's going to end up happening is we're just going to circle around to the fact that it's all semantics, really. It's just words. They're just words. And none of it really matters. Because regardless, we're going down. It's going down. It's going to keep going down. I don't think we're going to like have some miraculous, like, here's what could happen. If the Fed stops raising rates and they bring it down to like 5.4 next year in 2023, we could definitely see like a surge in price again. And there's definitely going to be people like buying and jumping on some of the deals that are out there. So that's kind of like the hope. Not that I root for like a big surge in price, but like at least like people not losing equity. Like that's definitely not a bad thing. So yeah, so that would be like my upside take on it. But also I'm like prepared for the worst case scenario as well, which is what's sort of interesting about it. What I've found is like when it comes to especially like real estate, people in real estate industry, and understandably so, like I'm right there with you, like I lost money in 2008, whatever. It's like a sensitive sore subject of, it's not a crash. It's not going to be a crash, and it's sort of how like the Bitcoin maximists were during like when Bitcoin was like up 60,000. And I would ask the question of, do you think that there's a better chance of Bitcoin going to 3,000 or to 100,000? And the majority, the high majority was that they thought that it was, and this was when it was in like high peak, high majority said it would go to 100,000. And behind the scenes, I'm over here like, this is going down. And I still think it's going down further, but I have an extremely good reason why I think that it is. So then I have people in my DMs telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, you know, the Bitcoin maximalists who, you know, to the moon, you know, the moon boys. So I'm arguing with, you know, those guys, and I'm giving them really good facts on why they need to like look at the other side of it, because I am always pro exit plan. I'm pro exit plan, and I'm pro taking profits always. So whether it's in housing, whether it's in crypto, stock, whatever, I'm always like, prepare for worst case scenario. And so, yeah, so it reminded me of that whenever we talk crash. And listen, there's a bunch of people online, and they're so annoying, who have been calling for a crash for like years, and, you know, they grift off of it, and they, you know, they go on their platform. Eventually they're going to be right, you know? But whatever we consider a crash to be, because that's my question. Like, what exactly is a crash? What constitutes a crash, and who decides that metric? So that's definitely something I'm going to be digging into more on probably one of my next market updates, because nobody could answer it. It's a very rare moment because I get really good engagement on my Instagram when I do those questions, and no one could answer that. No one had it. No one had an answer. I mean, I'm sure you can name economists and things like that. You can name the Fed. But I think it's more of a deep dive into history and looking at percentages. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. I'm going to dig a little into history. Can we talk about California for a minute, though? I'm going to skip over what we were talking about. I want to talk shit about California for a minute. So I posted something, and I'm just like, here's the thing. I loved California. Loved with a D at the end, past tense. I still love California, but like, it's, you know, it was my favorite place to go visit. I guess Orange County is still decent. I love SoCal, but holy crap, that state is just going to hell in a handbasket. It is a hot freaking mess. And they came out with, they're voting in November to levy an additional 1.75% on income over 2 million. Then on top of that, they want to increase taxes on the sale of like multi-million-dollar mansions. And then on top of that, they're considering fees on second homes used as part-time residents, excuse me. Like, California, okay, has the highest tax burden of any state, and it's also ranked the 48th least free state in the country. 48th. I mean, they are creating a situation where they're going to lose so many businesses. People are going to move, and they already are. I mean, we see it happening. We've been seeing it happening, but even more so. People are going to move out of there. And then on top of it, okay, so you pay the highest friggin' taxes of anyone, pretty much. The cost of living is 43.8% higher in Los Angeles than it is in Las Vegas. Okay, Vegas has no state income tax. And for property taxes, you're expected to pay about like 0.5 to 0.75%. This is an ad for buying a house in Las Vegas, by the way. Shameless. But yeah, like, so you pay the highest amount of taxes. Why the hell do you have so many homeless people in California if you're paying so much in taxes? Where is that money going? In 2020, there was 161,000 people who were experiencing homelessness in one form or another, whether it's sheltered or unsheltered. Where is the money going? It just seems really corrupt, and it's really just kind of sad that California is like turning into this like mess that it is, because like it's such a beautiful state. Like top to bottom, it's such a beautiful state. From like, by the way, I got this new lip treatment, which I love. It's called Fresh Sugar Lip Treatment. I'm loving it, ladies, by the way. It's great. It feels really good on, and it gives like the perfect amount of like stain. Anyway. Oh yeah, I forgot, it's twist. It's not like pop on. You have to twist it. So anyway, I just wanted to babble on about how much it makes more sense to buy in Las Vegas than live in California at this point. It's just sad, really. And honestly, like, Californians, y'all are voting for it. You're voting for this mess, so it's on you. And I can't tell you how many people from California hit me up wanting to get out of there, you know? Like, I don't blame them. So I'm always here. I gotcha. Call me. And yeah, Elon, if you want to move Twitter, if you want to move Twitter headquarters to Vegas, call me. Let's do this. Because listen, free Nevada, the free state of Nevada. Let's go. You know, and thanks to the gaming industry, it's really thanks to the gaming industry that Nevada residents are able to keep the taxes low and enjoy the less burden, even though there's an incredibly huge burden right now with inflation and everything else that's going on, and prices going up in rentals, et cetera, but it's still not nearly as bad as California. So yeah, if you know anyone who's looking to move to out of California and considering Nevada, my information is in the bio. Hit me up. I'm happy to help. So yeah, that's all. I just wanted to come on and rant a little bit about that, because I've been reading up on it, and I'm like, golly gee, I'm like, as if these poor people need to be taxed any more than they already are. Like, and I know the whole thing. These people think I'm crazy. They're walking up with their dog. I know that, just wait till they walk away. They think I'm nuts. I know that, you know, there's the tax the rich, you already are by like massive amounts, and you still have one of the worst homeless problems in the United States of America. So anyway, okay, I'm done with my rants. That's my California rant. And also we will be digging into more about the metrics on what a crash is and what it isn't. You know, it's one of these things that like it drives me crazy. It's just semantics. They're just words. We could call it anything we want. We really can. We should just make up our own new words for it. Like I call it a dump, because it's like correction, crash, whatever. Like, let's just all call it a dump. Like it's annoying. Then I won't have to do the work and look at all of it. No, I will. I'm gonna look it up because it's a sore spot. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. And if there's any like things that you want me to talk about, I have a few things coming up. Let's talk about what we have coming up. I'm doing a talk with Katarina Gao and Katarina Harris coming up, and we are going to be talking to new agents about what it's really like to be in real estate. So I'm really excited. And also I had something else coming up I have a house that I'm touring that's really pretty in Henderson. Oh, and then my next one that I'm posting is going to be, I have a listing over in the Lakes, and the Lakes is really nice. It's on a huge lot with a pool. We listed it $100,000 under comp, because it is not beautiful inside. Okay, it is not a beauty. All right, but I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna show you what's going on inside there and what it would take to fix it up. So stay tuned for that one. That's next. Yeah, and that's about it. I hope everybody's having a beautiful weekend and hope everyone has an amazing Halloween. Be safe. And yeah, that's it. Talk to you soon.